Welcome back to Parrot Gaming Productions, where my name is Jared, aka Bambi, and this week we're doing a Can You Beat series on the Far Cry series. One of my favorite things that I used to do in the Far Cry series, in 3, 4, and I think I did actually end up playing 5. I didn't play Primal, which I kind of want to now that I got the Ubisoft Play Pass. I didn't feel like it was worth it to purchase that, but that's another story. So the stealth mission, when you take over the FND bases in Far Cry 6, and Far Cry 5, 4, and 3 for that matter, when you take over a base, the biggest thing is when it comes to taking over the bases, you have to try to do it stealthily for extra points. I am right now I think I'm at level 13 or what have you, so I don't really need the points because the highest level in the game on the map right now as it stands is 9, I think, and so I'm level 13. But as you can see here, I like to use the throwing knife and I take some people down, and I'm doing pretty good stealthily, you know. I've got two. At this point in time, I didn't know it, but I had a couple of options to take down bases. And for some reason, I thought it would track throughout the door, and I get spotted right away. I have already failed my mission. No worries, let's try again. And out of nowhere, the sniper sneaks up behind me, and I get him with the knife again, and I fail a second time. As you can see here, it gives me the capture, which is, you know, and excuse the really horrible judo skills there, but it says captured, and then it'll say like no alarms or what have you, but I want to get that stealth. Well, okay, no alarms is good, but I want to get stealth. So I ended up looking for another base. And at this point in time, I had 2 bases that I could choose from, this one and then the steel plant. But I didn't see that third one up top there, which is the platform. And so I came up here, got a little intel on the base, grabbed a few chips to kind of get me in the game, and I was doing all right. I had everyone confused. They didn't know where I was at. And then this lady spots me at the last freaking second. I triple tap her there with some shotgun and a very odd silencer for a shotty, and I failed. So I came up over here. I came for looking for another base is what I ended up doing. I felt like I needed some redemption. I had failed twice, and so I repaired this Jaguar, or this Aston Martin, whatever this lady's car is. They celebrated, and got 20 pesos for it. Ended up looking to see if I can't get lightning to strike twice, if you will. And so I needed a little bit of redemption, like I said. I found me a checkpoint. Well, even though the checkpoints, you know, don't give you the stealth bonus or what have you, this wolf with a fresh kill on Bambi here said, "You got this, Jared." I said, "Okay." So I ended up taking down the female engineer here. I realized that you can do a machete kill from over the top, threw her up against the wall. Said, "No, ma'am." Stabbed her right through the larynx. Came over and snuck over here to her friendy McFriend friend. Ended up seeing that she had a lieutenant on the other side. No worries though, the lieutenant is off doing what lieutenants do and just trying not to be lost in the field, if you will. So I ended up stabbing her at larynx and said, "All right, I've got enough blood on my hands. Let's reach out and touch somebody." And I put it right in between his elbow and his mouth and ripped off his jaw and said, "This is mine now." One of the interesting things is about these checkpoints is that when you do a checkpoint, you have to blow up the sign here. Now, I do have dynamite, as well as I have other things that you can literally just run it over with a truck, but I didn't want to wait, so I blew it up. Now, you still don't get the hey, congratulations, hey, congratulations, you did this stealthily, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Right now, I'm just worried about getting myself a little hyped up, I'm doing a little bit better. So what I ended up doing was, like I said, I ended up just trying to get a little bit of redemption and figuring out what I needed to do. You know, lightning can't strike twice, can it? So I went in here, decided to reward myself with a cachet, and realized that on the other end here is another billboard that you can blow up, and I just said, "All right, you know, I've got this. This is my sign here. It flies nice and straight. Let's go." And like I said, I'm level 13. So I started looking around for some bases, and then this happened. I thought that was pretty dope. I didn't know that lightning could strike a helicopter and the helicopter would go down. I thought it was more of a visual effect. So I looked around, and as you can see, there's a little glimpse of a video there. Now this is the final bit of the platform. I made it out to the platform and I threw it and it didn't damage him. Now I got greedy. I came up here and then he noticed me, and for some reason when I threw it, it didn't hit him in the head, and I did get spotted and I had ultimately failed. I am now officially out of bases. I have no more bases that I can capture except for the main bases. And as you can see here, I didn't get the full stealth bonus, which really pissed me off because this is one of the better stealth missions I've ever had. Now you can continue watching here, or you can watch the full walkthrough of how I stealthfully handled this entire mission. This is the first Can You Beat series that I actually failed, out of what I've been doing here thus far. I feel like I can beat it. I feel like once I actually beat the game, I'm going to then go ahead and actually be able to redo some of the bases and be able to get that stealth, for maximum experience. But I'm a little disappointed in myself, but I'm sure if you watch all the way through that you will say that I think I earned a kudos. You know how in top 10 lists they always have honorable mentions? Well, I think this one is an honorable mention. Speaking of honorable mentions and top 10 lists, that's a perfect segue. The sponsor of this episode here is Shorts and Hoodies. Shorts and Hoodies is a new podcast that I'm a part of. The Shorts and Hoodies is a top 10 countdown of me, Dash, and Stephanie. Dash, Stephanie, and I like to create lists, and we're big movie fanatics, and we enjoy watching a good movie TV show from time to time, and what better to do than to find different topics that we rate. Episode 1 just dropped, actually Friday, believe it or not, so I would highly encourage you to look up Shorts and Hoodies podcast. You will see my beautiful face wearing a ramen t-shirt, my glorious white hat with a big poofy beard. And we will just continue to do top 10 lists throughout the next season 2 of it. So I would highly encourage you, if you like lists and you like all things Disney and comic books, to head on over to Shorts and Hoodies and end up watching the Shorts and Hoodies episode where we count down our favorite top 10 comic book movies. Also, if you're curious about maybe a thing here or there that's going to change with the podcast very shortly, or if you've been looking me up on Spotify or any place like that, you'll notice that I have changed. I have changed my podcast to Feathers and Friends. The reason why is Parrot Gaming Productions is really, really long, but Feathers and Friends is a little bit more in tune with what I've been doing with my podcast. It's more of just a friendly conversation with another person about random internet things that I find. If we happen to touch on video games, huzzah. If we don't, absolutely no worries. So again, I would highly encourage you to check out my new podcast called Shorts and Hoodies. Again, that is Shorts and Hoodies on all major streaming platforms as well as YouTube. I will see all of your beautiful faces later, and I will let you finish with this video.
This valve will help drain the oil and prevent an explosion. Back up to te, come mierdas. Good dog. Now, what do we have here? That's my dog. Don't need no more soldiers here. A key to something.
Hey.
Back up now.